Greater Bowie Chamber of Commerce presents the Bowie Business Journal, a program designed to keep our community informed about important business and economic issues.
Hello, I'm Bert Oliver, and welcome to the Bowie Business Journal. And with my co-anchor and co-producer, John Rouse, we've invited some special guests for the day. Brian Shallcross, our president of the Greater Bowie Chamber of Commerce, and Mark Melvin, our president-elect of the Greater Bowie Chamber of Commerce. And two guys, I might say, John, been around a long time in the supporting, working bunch in the chamber. Now they're leading the chamber. So what have you got to say about it?
Well, I'm a big fan of the Chamber of Commerce, although I'm glad you're here because I want to ask you, the visibility seems to be slightly diminishing of late. Is that because of the economy? Is that because of losing membership or what? What's happening? How is your membership at this point?
Well, there's some good and bad in the membership. Certainly it has declined over the past year, but what we're finding is that a lot of new business signs up. Like, for example, since the past meeting, we've had 5 new members. So there's a lot of optimism. But to your point on the visibility, right now we don't have a really office that's visible. We have some signage around the city that helps us, but certainly to be relevant to the 1,200 or so businesses in Bowie, right. Where right now we don't have that full representation or really have been able to reach out to those.
What percentage do you think you have? Roughly?
Well, roughly, I would say about 20%. And that actually includes Greater Bowie. So, right. When you're talking about just Bowie businesses, you're at around 1,200. So as far as visibility to them, we have our work cut out for us.
Yeah. Is Melvin Motors a member of the?
Yes, I believe they're paid up in full.
We've done pretty well with the payment. Yeah.
Well, that's good. Yeah. You're not throwing away your clunkers.
No clunkers being thrown away. No, sir. No.
Well, that's good. Wait a minute, I bought one of those from you.
Did you get your $4,500 check? Or?
No, unfortunately.
No. Yeah, it's coming in the mail.
Okay. Oh, good. Good. Every penny helps. Yeah. What are you guys going to do about? Do you have any plans, in other words, to really work at this membership thing?
Well, I'll start and then maybe you can kick in.
Sure.
As I mentioned that we don't have this relevancy where people don't know we're available and a voice. Yeah. And as you well know, John, that the voices are what matters in the community.
Oh, yeah.
And from a business perspective, we feel that this is the Chamber of Commerce is really the voice of the business community. And with regards to the 1,200 people, we really don't have a good handle on who those are. A lot of them are small, home-based businesses, and so we have to position our chamber to be relevant to that demographic and that business model. And so what we're kicking around right now is a Bowie business bulletin that'll keep everybody informed, absolutely free. Don't have to be a member. We want to keep you informed. Now, you don't get the inside information per se and the benefits of being
like the newsletter.
Correct.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't get the newsletter, but you do get updates that one, it's a benefit to the existing businesses because we might pump the existing business. Hey, M&T Bank has just opened a branch here, and that information would be disseminated to all 1,200 or as many people as we can sign up just to keep them informed, and then we utilize that as a hook. Say, hey, listen, this is what we're getting. This information could be about you if you join the Business Chamber of Commerce, and we've discussed, and we're going to be implementing a little bit of a telemarketing type of event where we get down and pound the phones too, because it is a little bit of a sales process, and we don't have that visibility right now as a storefront, our office. So I don't know if you want to echo on that.
Sure. Yeah. The biggest thing that we've found as a chamber is making sure that businesses really appreciate and understand what it is that we give as services. A lot of times that message gets lost. We take it for granted as people who are board members within the chamber.
Yeah, insiders.
So we know it, and gosh, I guess the idea is hey, you got to know it too. But really, in the sales process that Brian was talking about, that's the message that we'd like to get out. The message basically comes down to building bridges. We are bridge builders for business, the business community, whether it might be within the community itself, whether it might be to other businesses, or whether it might be in political or legislative. But we have those opportunities for you as a business person. If you're watching, we certainly would like for you to call us up and we can explain that in more detail. As our hosts, I'm sure, are going to ask more detail from us today.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's a great move. First step.
Yeah.
And that outreach is going to be an excellent.
Do you have a public relations committee per se?
No.
That'd be a good move.
Right now, we've got a committee that we've just formed that is exploring different activities that'll be inclusive. Clearly, it's the initiative. The membership funds drive us.
Sure.
And so we can make ancillary money and to do different fundraisers, but if you don't have the membership revenue, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
So it's certainly a focus of Mark and mine.
Well, it should be, of course, and it's a good first point to make because the survival of any organization seems to be there. Mainly, and you're taking steps to do something about it now. A lot of organizations, and we've talked to a lot of them, John and I over the years, some are not even in business anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about business groups, but
like the Kiwanis Rotary, you don't see any of those business associations, quasi-business associations around anymore.
Sure. And that's where I met the granddad of Melvin Motors.
Yes, indeed.
Paid Melvin, and was at Kiwanis.
We played cards with him.
Well, I didn't.
I always heard they were good card games.
I only played once. But the president of the bank said, "Bird, now you know why I don't go downstairs and join that game. And you know what I make?" I said, "Yeah, I know what I don't make anymore." But he was excellent. And community activities, of course, and was always there and supportive, and that's where I met him. And I was, at that time, our business organization in Bowie. And that's when I first met John, believe it or not. I probably would have never met him as a curmudgeon, they used to call you at the paper.
My wife still does.
And him being an editor of the paper for all those years back, he, for the chamber, did the same as he did in Kiwanis. So we'd have a charity dance at Kiwanis. We got newspaper attention about it, and John was a key part of that. If we were out and cleaning the roads up with a pickup truck and Kiwanis members, back before they had other ways to do this, picking up litter on 450, you'd see the gang of Kiwanis members out there on Saturday. And then next week you may see them in a pickup truck with shrubberies to plant in certain places, and all Kiwanis duties, and all of those things in those days are missing.
Oh, those days are gone.
Well, go ahead. I just cut you off.
Membership then was 75 when I was president of Kiwanis, and John, and then they finally come to a point that they are gone.
Yeah.
Now, 75, that kind of organization is pretty good for this community. And I think it was considered probably one of the Lions Club, the best organization for business people to get involved, and community activists too. But anyway.
Well, to get to your point about, community service as well, one of the misperceptions, I think, of maybe Chamber of Commerce's in general, specifically maybe Bowie, is that we are, have our ears covered to anything except what benefits the business community. We're not that dumb. We understand, that a vibrant community from top to bottom is what the business community needs, and obviously it's a relationship that needs to be forged. So from that perspective, I know Mark and I specifically, our initiatives have been educational based, and that's where our I guess that's where our emphasis has been with regards to the community outreach, and things like Doug Peters set up the Youth Leadership Bowie.
Yeah, that's a great program.
It's a great program, and so we also have an educational committee, and so we want to protect. We look at ourselves from the business community as protecting, enhancing, and promoting, but none of that can happen if we don't have a solid community